Hey everybody, Jared Dennison here with Century 21 Professional Group, leader of Team POP, that is people over profit. We believe putting people first puts profits in our pocket later. That being said, welcome back to Realities of Real Estate. Today I'm going to quickly talk about why I personally believe that it's better to go with a lower down payment option and a 30-year mortgage versus some of the other mortgage types out there. First thing I talked about was doing a low down payment versus a high down payment option. What I mean is, if you are choosing between waiting to do a large down payment or buying now, it is always, in my opinion, better to buy now. Why? Because in the time frame that you're gonna be waiting for that down payment money, all the while you're having to do one, opportunity cost, which is paying rent somewhere else or living somewhere else. And all of that is money you could have put into a house. Number two, while you're waiting, you also are experiencing changes in a market versus going with the known. So I am always a fan of locking in the known right now, whether those prices are exactly what you want or not, and knowing exactly what your monthly payment's gonna be and locking down a property. Because even when things change in the future, if they change for the worse, you've locked something in you're comfortable with. If they change for the better, you can always make changes later on. That's kind of the cliche that people were saying of marry the house, date the rate. That's what they're talking about. Third reason why. If you use a down payment assistance program or a low down payment right now, that means that the rest of the cash you would have used for your down payment between the, let's say 3.5% versus 20%, you can use that money somewhere else. That means that you have money set aside for savings or for emergencies or an emergency fund, or you can invest that money somewhere else. Many times that difference, let's just take simple math on a $400,000 house, and we'll compare 5% to 20%. 5% down on a $400,000 house is $20,000. Now that's a lot of money, but it's not the $80,000 that you would spend to put 20% down on 400K. So the difference is 80 minus 20 is $60,000. Number one, that's a lot of money to wait for to make up. But if you do have the money right now, that's a lot of money that you're sinking into an illiquid asset. You can't immediately sell the house the next day and get that money back. You're much better off using the low down payment option and then spending that $60,000 maybe in an investment that gets you, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but let's just say that it got you between 7 or 12% return over time. If you put that across that same 30-year mortgage, you're gonna make a lot more than you would have gotten out of that $60,000 by decreasing your monthly payment by about $400, $500. Bonus tip, on a 30-year mortgage, for every $10,000 you finance, it's gonna be about $50 to $60 a month. Meaning that if you don't spend 60 grand on your down payment, that's 60,000 less that you're financing, or excuse me, that's 60,000 more that you're financing, and therefore 60,000 divided by the $10,000 rule is 6. So 60,000 divided by 10,000 is 6. Multiply that by the $50, it's gonna be about a difference of $300 a month. If you were going to be trying to make up for $300 a month, if you invested that same 60K in a major investment firm, over time, it would make you a lot more than just the $1,200, $2,400, $3,600 a year that you're saving. You would make more than $3,600 a year on the investment. And that is why I'm a huge fan of a down payment that's lower and using that money to invest. Real quick, step 4. I told you I was gonna talk to you about a 15-year versus a 30-year or everything in between. Now, let me preface this by saying, number one, I'm not a lender and I'm not quoting rates. And number two, everybody's situation is different. However, in the majority of cases, I'm a huge fan of a 30-year mortgage locked, which I believe is a safer bet for you than going for a 15-year. Why? Because if you lock in a 15-year, your payment has to be higher because you're paying the house off in 15 years. Your rate might be better, so you're gonna beat up some interest. However, you can do the same thing on a 30-year mortgage. Get with one of my lender partners, call me, and we will show you via a mortgage coach how to beat up that interest just by making one extra payment per year, and you can turn a 30-year mortgage into an effective 15 or 16-year mortgage. Why would we do that? Because if times get tough, you're gonna much prefer to owe the bank that small amount on the 30-year versus being on the hook for that large amount on 15 years and we can show you how to beat up the interest all the same. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, just a quick recap of why I like that down payment lower side and how I'm a big fan of a 30-year mortgage versus the short term. But as always, consult your person about your specific situation. And if you need anything at all, contact me. I'll put you on the right place, or contact one of my team members. Thanks for watching today. Have a great day.